First one, Josh. All right. Go ahead, JB Ricks.
Hey, Coach. Congrats on the win. Both of your players so far that have come up to talk have spoken about the pressure that was on them, and how much they were taking this game personally, and how much they wanted to prove a lot of people wrong or whatnot from things that were being said over the past couple of weeks. How much did you use that motivation in your coaching going into this game, and letting them know that they needed to put a performance out here of what Carolina basketball is really about?
Yeah, I mean, I've never talked to them about pressure. There was no pressure in playing this game against Michigan. You know, I've said before, how I approach it and how I coach the guys is to focus on the preparation and the process and the practice. If we just focus on the preparation, the process, and the practice, then the play will take care of itself. And yesterday we had the best practice that I can remember this year. The energy and the effort on the defensive end was great. On the offensive end, we were sharing the basketball, and we were excited about our teammates' success, other teammates' success, and it was a great practice. It was hard, it was competitive, but it was also fun, and we played together as a team. And they did the same thing tonight against Michigan, and Michigan's a unbelievable coach in Juwan Howard, and they're a great basketball team, and we were fortunate enough to come out on the winning side tonight.
Andrew Jones, go ahead.
Hey, Coach, yesterday when we talked to you, you said one of the things you guys emphasized during the open week was defending the paint, alluding to the numbers from the Mohegan Sun. You guys neutralized Hunter Dickinson early, kind of took him out of the game with the foul issues late. Well, how big was your performance in the paint, Armando and the other guys? And is that exactly what you were looking for them to do, what they ended up doing tonight in the interior?
Well, you know, from a defensive standpoint, I thought Armando and Dawson and Brady did an outstanding job working hard in the post, not allowing them to get, deep, low position. One of the changes that we have made and we made tonight is, we doubled the post. We didn't do that in Connecticut, and so anytime that Hunter Dickinson caught the ball in a post, we double teamed, and so we wanted to get the ball out of their hands, and our rotations were really good, and so it was hard for him to get into a rhythm. And then in the second half, I just, towards the end of the first half, Armando, he scored a couple times down low on the block. And we went into halftime, and I went into the coaches' locker room, and I looked at the coaches, and I said, we can score inside. I said, we're going inside. We're going inside to Armando and Dawson and Brady, and I feel like we can be effective and as good a defenders as, Dickerson is and the other bigs from Michigan. I just felt like that we had an advantage down low, and so we made an emphasis in the second half to really get the ball down low on the post, and our big guys delivered.
Thank you.
Brendan Marks, go ahead.
Hey, Hubert, you had mentioned, that in practice yesterday, guys were happy for each other's success. And you have talked about this team learning to play with joy over the course of the season and throughout the summer. To what extent did you see that tonight? And how do you make that an every night sort of feeling and ordeal?
Well, I did see it tonight. One of the things that I have talked about is that, our guys have had a desperation to have their own stories, their own testimonies, their own memories of playing in big games here, putting on that uniform and making big shots in big time moments. They're tired of hearing my experiences, Coach May, Coach Lebo, Coach Sullivan. They want their own stories, and I really felt like tonight, they have their own story. They have their own testimony of playing in front of a Smith Center crowd that I can't remember for the longest that it's been like this over 2 years. And to come up big and to play well and to experience that success, like in the locker room, they were jumping around, they were hugging, they were smiling. And I told them that tonight's win was 100% them. And I appreciated and I was thankful for them for giving me and the rest of the coaches just the opportunity to be in the front row, just to be able to see it and experience it. And I love that. Now these guys have a memory. They have a story to tell about being in a big time crowd against an unbelievable opponent and being successful out there on the floor and how good that feels. And my hope is that they want to have those feelings over and over again. And that's my hope.
Ross, go ahead.
Hey, Coach Davis. Caleb Love with 22 points, pretty efficient, looked good on defense, knocked some big shots down in the second half. Is that kind of the player and performance you want from Caleb moving forward?
Well, Caleb is, he's a first team All-American. He's a definitive first round draft pick. And the reason being is he's a basketball player. He can be dominant on both ends of the floor. I mean, from an offensive standpoint, he's gifted enough to be able to create his own shot and create a shot for his teammates at any given time. And he's done such a good job this year understanding when to shoot and when to create shots for his teammates. And then the job that he did on Eli Brooks. Eli is a fantastic player. He's their leading scorer. He can score in many different ways. And so Caleb had the challenge in the assignment to defend him pretty much most of the game. And so for him it wasn't just his scoring, it was his defense, it was his ability to get teammates open, his passing. Caleb played an all-around game, and I'm very, very happy, and I'm very, very proud of him.
Adam Smith.
Hubert, Armando said, since the Mohegan Sun, he had sort of wanted another big time opponent, another big time moment. He said he was itching to have that opportunity. Could you sense some of that? You mentioned practice being so well the other day, but could you sense some of that from the rest of these guys that they wanted to get another chance like this on a stage like this?
I did. We went up to Connecticut, and even though we were very disappointed in the loss to Purdue, we were also encouraged about how we played, an outstanding team, and we were disappointed about our energy and our effort the next day against Tennessee. And so, we really did. I felt like the guys wanted another opportunity against a big-time team and to go out there and put a full game together, win or lose. We wanted our energy and our effort and our attention to detail and our defense to improve. It's something that we've worked hard on, especially the last 8 days, getting back to our foundation pieces that make us a good defensive team. And I was very proud of them for applying what we've taught and what we've practiced and what we've learned over the last 8 days to be able to do that in a game against a great opponent in Michigan.
Okay, we've got time for two more, CL and then Jeremiah.
Hubert, not that you wanted to lose those games in Connecticut, but did you kind of need that experience to, just to kind of propel this team forward? Effort like tonight.
I like experiencing wins. I'm just, I think you can learn a lot and grow a lot with wins. And so I didn't want to come away from Connecticut as the only team that lost both games and say that was a good thing for us. I do think we learned a lot. I think it was a sense of reality of how hard we have to work, how hard we have to prepare, and how hard we have to play on any given night. And so from that standpoint, I think that reaffirmed what we need to do in order to put ourselves in a position to be successful. But for me, I love learning by positive stuff. I love learning by winning. And so I would have thought that we would have learned even more if we went 2-0 and won that tournament in Connecticut. That's the way I like to learn.
Jeremiah, go ahead. Last one.
Yeah, Coach, you spoke last week after the Asheville game about how much you believed in the team moving forward into the season. And with this win against a top 25 team, winning as convincingly as you did, do you think this game right here is a good gauge for where this team stands now? And do you think it's a sign of maybe turning a corner as the season gets into conference play not too long from now?
I think tonight was a good win against a great opponent in Michigan, and it was our 7th game. Again, I'm all about focusing on our preparation, our practice, in the process of us just continuing to get better every day.
All right. Thank you, Coach. Everybody will have